welcome back to my channel. So I have created this makeup look for you guys using the new Huda Beauty Desert Dusk, I can't even talk, Desert Dusk eyeshadow palette. So excited. I'm really happy, genuinely happy with how this makeup look has come out. As you guys can see, it's very autumnal, fall themed. You know, you've got your purples, your shimmers, your berry toned, your deep burnt oranges. Typically perfect for this time of year, but genuinely so happy with this palette. I love it. I think it's better than the rose gold one. Hopefully you would have already seen my review that I've done on this, because I'm going to film that straight after this video, but that will go up before this tutorial. And I have used pretty much all of Huda Beauty's products, just purely because obviously the video was focused around this eyeshadow palette. So I used Material Girl liquid lipstick. I used the Huda Beauty, the Summer Solstice highlighting palette. I'm using Sasha eyelashes, which are my favourite eyelashes by Huda Beauty. And then the rest just kind of fell around all together. So I hope you guys really enjoy this video. Like, comment, subscribe. If you'd like to see any other tutorials with this palette, I'd be happy to do them, because you know what, there's so many different looks that you can create out of this. So yeah, so let me have some ideas below. It's not often that I ask for them, so take full advantage of it. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.
Hello everybody, so first I'm going to prime my eyes with the Urban Decay primer potion. Oh my god, this one is so old, I swear it's gone off because it smells funny, but it won't finish. Then I'm priming my face with the Ordinary High-Adherence Silicone primer, which is a new primer of mine, and I've been loving it quite a lot, so I'm just using that to apply it all over my face. And then the foundation I'm going to be using is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Foundation. I'm mixing the shades 7 and 8, because one is a little bit light and one is a little bit dark. So rather than mix them on my hand, which I normally do, for some reason, maybe just for the video, I decided to dot them on my face first. So this one is the shade number 8, which is the slightly darker one, and then this shade is the shade number 7, which is the slightly lighter one. And I've used a little bit less of this because I would always rather be a little bit darker than a little bit lighter when applying foundation on my face. And then I'm just going to blend it all out with a Morphe M439 Deluxe buffer brush, which is one of my favorite brushes for applying foundation, just because it's so like thick and dense, and it really like moves the product around on the face quite well, really buffs it in really nicely. And it's also a good one to use for full coverage foundations as well, because of the fact that it is so dense. So I'm just blending that all out all over my face, as I always do. Now I'm just going to do my brows quickly off camera. I've got a brow routine which is linked below. And then the concealer I'm going to be using is the No Filter Concealer by Colourpop. The shade that I always tend to use is medium, as it's a little bit lighter and it illuminates my face. And then I'm going to be blending it all out with a damp beauty blender. And then to set all the concealer, I'm using Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit, and I'm using the shade Banana, just to set all the areas where you just saw me applying the concealer. And I am using a Real Techniques contour brush, which is one of my favourite brushes as well as the other one, just because it's so versatile. You can use it for so many different things. And then to set the concealer around my eyebrows and on my eyes, where I obviously went underneath the eyebrows, I'm using the NYX HD powder, also in the shade Banana, which I tend to do all the time. And then to set my face, I'm using the Airspun powder by Coty, and I am applying it all over my face quite lightly with a Sigma large powder brush. This is just to set the foundation so that it doesn't move and budge throughout the day. And then I'm just using a bit of lip balm. Now let's use the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. Yay! And I'm applying it firstly all over my eyes, the shade Desert Sand, to neutralize the eye. Then I'm using the shade Nefertiti, and I'm applying it to the brow bone to give it a little bit of a highlight, a very soft highlight, as it's a very soft golden shade. Then I'm using the shade Eden, and I'm going backwards and forwards in the crease with a Morphe M330 brush, which is an amazing blending brush to use in the crease. I own like 5 of them. And then I'm using the shade Blazing, and I am going backwards and forwards in the crease area as well, just building up that colour. Trying to remember the name of that brush, but it was a Sigma one. I can't remember. I'll link it below. Anyway, then I'm using the shade Amethyst, and I am again going over that blazing shade and then maybe a little bit lower, and I'm using the 228 crease brush by Zoeva. Now with this one off camera, I had to blend it quite a lot because purples are generally quite hard to blend, so make sure you blend until everything is nice and tidy. And then I'm doing like a half cut crease. I'm using the Born This Way concealer by Too Faced, and I'm only cutting the crease halfway using a Sigma F70 concealer brush because, well, I just wanted to kind of neutralize the eye and make sure that the shadow that I place on top really stands out. So it works better if you obviously have a completely clean base underneath. So just do that as far in as you want it to go depending on your eye shape. Then I'm just setting it with the same Desert Sand shade yet again, and then I'm going to be using the shade Royal, and I'm applying it to the concealer area using a E60 large shader brush by Sigma. So as you can see, it's a really intense colour. Even if you don't apply the concealer, it's fine. I was just being a bit extra. And then I'm just using that Amethyst shade just to close any gaps and just to blend the colours together. Then I'm using the shade Twilight, which is one of the duochrome shades, and as you can obviously see, I'm using my finger just to pat it in the middle. It was the first time I was using it. I was excited, as you can see. So just keep patting it on top so that it's as intense as you want it to be. And then I'm setting my eyebrows, as I always do last, using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel, which is amazing to use. Keeps your brows in place all day and keeps them quite smudge proof. Now I'm using the NYC liquid liner. I bought mine in Canada, was it? I think I bought some more in America as well. I don't even know if you can get it in the UK, but it's an amazing black liquid eyeliner, and I'm just showing you guys how I do it quite slowly before I speed it up on the other eye. I've just done kind of like a medium thickness, and then I go quite slowly, obviously, as you can tell, so that I don't mess it up. Then the mascara I'm using is the L'Oreal Paradise Ecstatic Mascara. This is just to prep your eyelashes so that they blend in with your falsies very easily, rather than your natural ones poking out. Then I'm using my favourite Huda Beauty eyelashes, which are the Sasha ones, and I just use duo glue. And as always, I use 2 different types of tweezers to apply them. One to just put them in place, and then the tweezer to just kind of shuffle it around. Excuse me. Just to make sure that it's in the place that I want it to be. Then I'm using the shade Oud, and I am using a very small MAC 212 brush just to line the lower lash line. I'm not going into the waterline, it's just right underneath. Then I'm using the shade Blazing to go over that, and I'm using a Pro Pencil Blender brush by Royal and Langnickel just to kind of smoke it out. Then use your kohl eyeliner of choice. Mine is a Rimmel Scandalized one. And then I'm using the shade Celestial, and I'm just using some Fix Plus to spray it onto the brush to apply it to the tear duct just to make it stand out a lot more. Then I'm using the Push Up Angel Mascara on my lower lash line as always. Oh my god, I'm getting out of breath. Then I'm using the contour shade from the Contour Kit to contour my face and to chisel out my imaginary cheekbones that I don't have, because I have a kind of roundish sort of, I've got chubby cheeks basically. Well, less chubby since the marathon, but I still have some chub there, which is fine. And then I'm just going around my face just to give it a bit more dimension, because using foundation can make your face look very flat. And then just to contour my nose, I'm using the Queen brush by Makeup Addiction Cosmetics just to make my nose look less flat and give it a little bit more shape to it. And then I am using the Airspun powder again, and I'm using the Morphe M459 contour brush just to chisel out the areas, to tidy it up as I always do. Lovely. And then I'm using the Real Techniques contour brush just to blend it all out, remove it, and so that it looks nice and sharp. And then just using the same brush with no extra product just to go over that, because I don't like the line to be too sharp. It needs to look realistic. Now I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Blush Trio in Very Adore. The shade is Exotic, and I'm using a Royal and Langnickel blush brush just to very heavily go over my cheeks. I am quite heavy with my blush sometimes. I was like, you know what, why not? This time I feel like going in a bit heavy. It's a purpley kind of look. Anyway, I'm using the Summer Solstice highlighting palette by Huda Beauty, and the first shade that I'm using is that purple one. It'd be good if I knew what the name was, wasn't it? So we'll just call it the purple one for this. And I'm using the Morphe M310 brush just to go over that as the first shade that I'm going to be using. Then I'm going to go in with the pink one. I think it's Copacabana. I can't remember the names. I don't have it in front of me right now. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm going over that to give it a kind of pinkish sort of hue. I really want a duochrome cheekbones, like I had duochrome eyes. Then I'm using the shade Malibu, and I'm just using my fingers to add it to the tip of my nose. I'm just kind of blending it. I've not done like a heavy swatch. And then just to kind of between my eyes as well, because these are the high points of your face you'd like illuminated. And then finally, I like to put it along my Cupid's bow of my lips, because it makes that part of my lips really stand out and makes them look a lot more full. Not that they need to look any more full, but you know what, it just looks nice. And then I'm just using the same blush brush just to blend out any harsh lines between the highlighter and blush and contour, just so that it looks nice and neat and tidy. Then using the same NYX powder just to tidy up my face in case any product went a bit too forward. And then finally, the lipstick that I'm going to be using is Huda Beauty's Material Girl Matte Liquid Lipstick. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous shade. It's one of my favorites by Huda Beauty. It's a beautiful kind of deep berry purple shade, and I love using it. It's gorgeous. And that's it really. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.